Oh, snap. The vacation edition of Allison and Marc Married in Media weekly review.
Now, where am
We're
I
on vacay. You're looking right there.
Okay.
We are live on a camera. We're doing this on vacay. So we're going to be brief.
We're going to be brief, but we just wanted to be here because, we love y'all. And so you are watching the Married in Media weekly review live from the fine state of South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Let me look over here. Okay. Fine state of South Carolina. So let's first of all talk about vacation, like the need to recharge when you can.
Yes.
And trust me, I understand that it is a luxury. Like, I totally understand that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I've never lost sight of the fact that, it's not like you aren't guaranteed the fact that you're going to get like 2 days off, 1 day off, and whatever. So to have like a week off in a row. One year I had 2 weeks off in a row. That was like the 1 year I did that. And it's
the
beautiful.
year we did that.
Yeah, you took 2 weeks off too. That's right.
Yeah.
And we came down here to South Carolina, and then we went to Florida. The kids were young, and it was
amazing.
great. But I'm just like,
Then I lost my job.
Right after that?
Yep. But it was amazing.
Oh, you lost your job the fall after we did
Yep.
the 2 weeks?
Yep.
Wow. So it was almost like if you had known,
It was
you probably would have enjoyed it more.
But we enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
We enjoyed it so much because I remember the moment we did our Hilton Head, and then we wanted to go we thought we'd go to Florida. We went to Cocoa Beach thinking that the water would be blue, because here the water is not blue, it's brackish. Is that the word? Mm-hmm. And so we went to Cocoa Beach, and it still wasn't. It was. We went further south enough.
Some blue water in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just remember us being on the beach. This lady, and she told us about the beautiful. Where the place we go?
Siesta Key.
She told us about Siesta Key, and she said her husband was a tow truck driver. They went down there. She said there was this bar. These people were having a great time, and her and the kids waited in the truck while her husband worked. And we were just so blessed to be able to have the funds to hop in the car and go down there and go to that bar she talked about,
right,
and have a beautiful day. And I was just thinking, what a blessing that is.
Oh, yeah.
But then, just like that, like say when I got back in the fall, the party was over. So that's why I always believed in when I first got my first job making $14,500, I believe in vacation. I took my little week, went to Jamaica, broke, had like $60 in my pocket, and stayed there and had a great time. I believe in vacation.
Yeah, I do, but it still is. It's just not guaranteed. It's just not. Like, people don't have like vacation. Yeah. Some people, you're struggling to make sure that you have your health care together and all that if you're working. So I'm saying all that to say that, I'm feeling super grateful and blessed. I've been doing a lot of just sort of talking to God, and just trying to stay in that space, because life has changed a lot, but some things that are constant, and I hope that we always have time to just enjoy the family and enjoy some time off. So that's where we are this week. So we're gonna keep it brief. I got my vacation nails. Hey, Tweety. Anyway, so look, some major things, man, huge. Bill Cosby's out of jail.
That every time on vacation, something big like that happens, and it kind of makes you remember where you were when it happened. One year we were here when New Orleans happened. 1 year, right? Something happens a lot of times. So this is one of those things. I will always remember that when you told me that, it was like, what?
Couldn't believe
Bill
it.
Cosby is out.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. And so it's interesting. We've been having some interesting talks with our daughters about it because, they feel like if Bill, they feel like, where is the justice? Because you have someone who was convicted of multiple sexual assaults, basically. And I think as young women, that's their perspective, like, well, who's going to believe anybody if they talk about it? And I think that the bottom line is, it wasn't a technicality that it was really true, but the way that he had given a deposition, right?
Yeah, I think this is, and again, this is not, I'm with the girls. I'm with everybody. Bill Cosby is a monster, But I think we have to be clear, it wasn't
celebrity.
It wasn't.
But it might have been celebrity because other people, there are plenty of people who are in jail.
It's wealth. It's wealth. When you have
innocent.
Yeah, when you have a law, when you have the money to pay the lawyers, these things happen. So at the end of the day, it wasn't really miscarriage of justice. The prosecutor was wrong. Basically, Bill Cosby had cut a deal in the civil case where he basically said he would give a deposition, but this could not be used against him in a criminal case. And they used that against him. So he basically came forward with all that crazy stuff about giving women quaaludes in the 70s, blah, 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 blah. And the prosecutor used that against him to convict him. And the Supreme Court ruled that wasn't right. So it's kind of like the prosecutor overstepped, and this is what happened. To be honest, I think, in my mind, I always feel like something similar probably happened, I think, in the OJ case, where you have the firepower of lawyers, but somebody probably tried to overstep and got caught up and cost the case. So I think that's what happened here.
So Felicia Rashad came out.
Ooh, girl.
She came out and was like, finally, this miscarriage of justice has been overturned or whatever.
You got to keep that to yourself, girl.
Quickly walked that statement back and was just basically saying that she sympathizes or empathizes with victims and, not to basically belittle or not downgrade, you know what I mean?
Their charges and not be sympathetic to their journey and their suffering.
Said that she, of course, she, like everybody, knows people who have been victims of sexual assault, and that she would never do that. I think that Howard University released a statement because she was just named the new dean of the Fine Arts Department.
I know the PR department's like, Lord, it's 73.
And what they said was her comments showed lack of sensitivity. So I thought that was a very artful way for them to say that.
Yes,
and
to say, shut up.
Yeah,
at 73, you have to learn how to hold your tongue. With our daughters, we got little Thurgood Marshall. They argue their case, and even my opinion of Bill Cosby, I kept it to myself because it's like you have to keep things to yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too sensitive. It's a powder keg, and you do not want to come across as insensitive. I think he was such a giant on one side.
Such a genius.
And I can't deny Bill Cosby influenced me to want to go to an HBCU, to want to have a black family, to want to be like Dr. Huxtable. It just, but the other part, his real life, he was a monster. So I just kept that to myself, and I couldn't even talk to the kids. And they don't really understand. I don't think they understand the depth.
Because he wasn't like their generation. Like they didn't grow up with the Cosby Show and with all that.
Pretty much no one did what he did on a whole bunch of levels. When you think about all the shows he did and that influence, you talk about all the contributions he did to HBCUs and when he held up education and all that stuff. Nobody really of his generation in 100 years did what he did. So that's why we have this kind of weird connection. Our generation, a weird connection to him.
I think on TV or on the comedic front, like there were other people who did it.
I'm just saying nobody donated HBCUs. Nobody put the money in like they did. Nobody with their shows. Just think he had like 4 or 5 generations, right? Yeah. Cosby Show, Little Bill, the college thing. It was just
Fat Albert.
Yeah, it was like
different world. Yeah.
And he probably was the greatest, in many opinion, one of the greatest comedians. I think the greatest comedian of his generation. So, but
the hypocrisy of it, for me,
he's a monster.
Is like, but not even that monster part. Like the part where he was basically, how much he loved Camille and the kids. It was almost like, and there are a lot of people who lead these like double lives, and that's what they do. But like, I was super surprised when it was Bill Cosby. So it was going back to that. So that disappointment. But the bottom line is, for people whose lives was sidetracked by this assault, right? And before it's like, well, they did it to do this and get ahead or whatever. It's almost like going on a job interview. You expect to get the job, but you don't have to, basically do whatever, give of yourself to get a job. And if that happens, are you still going to blame the person, who did it? So, yeah, did they take tickets to a concert? I got it. I hear all that. I got you. Bottom line is he basically held himself out to be something and he wasn't, and it's so disappointing. Yeah. Anyway, that's Bill Cosby. Let's get off him. Let's talk about Sha'Carri Richardson, the track star. Yeah. So This is complicated too.
Another one here on vacation.
Complicated too. So she's disqualified out of what, the 100 meter? How does it work?
Yeah,
the
30-day ban
for marijuana.
Yeah, so they said there's a 30-day ban. She'll be banned for 30 days, which I think coincides
with the Olympics.
With the Olympics and the 100. And so we're on a show. The 100 meters, she may still be able to run. I think one of the relays or possibly some other events.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was shocking, and
I was so disappointed for her because so basically what she said was that she was doing an interview.
Yep, in
and
Oregon.
The reporter broke the news to her that her biological mother had passed away, and so I guess instead of having a drink or whatever you're doing, she fired up a joint and smoked and tested positive for marijuana and now disqualified. My problem is this, though, and I get it. These are world-class athletes. They're not supposed to be. That's fine. It's beautiful. Those are the rules I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still, for me, like this with marijuana, especially. So marijuana is legal over here and it's not legal over here.
And it's legal in Oregon, which is interesting, but not legal
not legal for an Olympic athlete, so I get it.
I didn't know it was illegal for Olympic athletes. Like you said, I was kind of shocked by that because the headline was suspended because of drug use. So then people thought it was, and why? And I don't understand why would they do the headline like that?
You know why? Because it's clickbait. It's they're trying to say what it is. It's not. It's not that that's a lie, but when you say that and you're talking about an athlete, now I'm thinking like she's doping, basically. And, so,
and
anyway.
babe, you're helping me because I'm actually working on my news writing. So I probably would have led with she was suspended because of marijuana. Is that still a good headline?
I mean, it's a truthful headline, and I feel like it is what it is. I feel like
it's not as compelling.
It's not necessarily. Bottom line is she is disqualified. Sha'Carri Richardson disqualified from. You could have left it like that and then you read the article.
Yeah, that's what I probably would have.
Right. So anyway, we send her love. Look, we've lost both of our moms. And it's difficult. And
can you imagine at 21, 22?
No.
And with the spotlight in front, that was what you said. The spotlight's on you. You still have to run. You still have to qualify. You had no idea, and somebody breaks the news who's not somebody in your camp, and then you just kind of like deal with it with how a 21 or 22-year-old person, or even a 30 or 40-year-old, who deals with it. Losing your mother on any level and having to still compete is a lot. So
right. So we send her love. Look, she's young. She's amazing, and we'll see you the next time around.
In the 100.
Yeah, and I like what she said. Didn't she say, I'm human. I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And it's how I dealt with it, and she's not offering any excuses for whatever and everything. So that's our daughter, Skylar. Hey, Sky. Okay, so this is all like kind of bad news, but Biz Markie, he's okay.
Well, he's recovering, but he's not dead. The headlines were he died.
Yeah.
And that was, the family put out a statement saying that's not true. He's been in a rehab facility, I think, dealing with after effects of, I believe, a stroke or conditions involving stroke-like symptoms. Mm-hmm. And so the good news is he's alive, and the family is asking for prayers of healing. And, let's send prayers of protection and healing to Biz Markie. He's actually been in this state for quite some time. I know it's been over months, so.
That he's been in the state?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's very concerning, and again, it's just a reminder about black men and health, and I think blood pressure, weight, diet, all these things that I think when we get into our 40s, 50s, and 60s, we got to just be super aware of.
Mm-hmm. And
Tank, who was on the, Tank was. You didn't see it, baby, the other night, but Tank was on stage with Bobby Brown performing, but Tank has let us know on his social media that he's suffering from hearing loss. I think in one ear, complete hearing loss. He's trying everything.
Oh my gosh.
It's not working yet. He's hopeful. He's prayerful. He's asking for us to send him positive prayers and positive blessings, and he's going to get through this. But he is very concerned because he has lost total hearing in one ear and is losing hearing in the other, and everything they tried so far hasn't worked.
Yeah.
So wow, this was a lot.
This was a lot.
This
I mean,
was a lot on vacation. Lord Jesus.
15 minutes of depressing news,
man. But you know what? He's a fighter.
Yeah.
And he's young, and I, we believe prayer works.
I'm trying to see, did I miss a story? Because this has been like really craziness. Trump organization might face charges for tax issues.
Yeah, well, they are. Yeah, they grab them up.
Oh,
Babe, do your South Carolina. They grab them up.
yeah.
You box them in the eye.
Okay. Well, can we be more upbeat? Is there something that's going on like with us?
Well, we're on vacation. Hey,
Vacation.
this is our last day of vacation.
Okay. Well, we got in the messy or petty report.
Petty. What do you call it?
Petty of the week. Faison.
Petty
Love.
report.
You know you get petty of the week.
Yes.
When is it ever okay to kiss and tell? Is it ever okay to kiss and tell?
It's what do we call it, babe? Is it
Tacky?
petty? No, we call it petty something.
Maybe I don't remember.
Petty. Yeah. So Faison Love basically says that he made out with Gabrielle Union. So it's kind of like.
Who says that? Gabrielle Union has been married to Dwayne Wade for like how many years? Like 7 or 8 years.
This wasn't when they were married.
I know. No. I'm not saying that.
And
I'm
apparently,
just saying,
he was with. The story was weird because apparently she was dating Vince Carter, the NBA player, or was with Vince Carter, and they ended up kissing at some event. But
wet sloppy kisses.
But why would you? But why though? But and then he said, "You can ask Vince." Oh man, come on.
Like, why would this even come up?
Faison. Well, and the fact is, it's a story. This is sad, and we're doing it on our show. So there you go. Because we were trying to we at least have something fun.
He's trying to be funny.
But I mean, it's interesting. That's not cool. Like, Faison is not. He does give his opinion on everything. That seems like that's a violation of the cool code. Especially, he says, she's one of my favorite people. She's real. Why are you doing that then?
Right.
Yeah, one time we did kiss.
I was trying to see what Dwayne Wade said. I think this is him laughing. So we're good.
Well, it'd be like if somebody said that they kissed you.
No, that's not what it
like
would
if
be. Like
Faison Love said, he met Allison Marc Married years ago and they kissed.
Hilarious.
Have you kissed anybody that you would be like,
No.
Really?
Yeah.
My babe. Go ahead, babe.
I'm very systematic with who I give my kisses to. So anyway, okay, that's kind of funny. That's not some bad news.
That's not bad news. I'm sorry. This is some sad.
Depressing.
This is the most depressing show we've had.
So Real Housewives of people are making funny memes with it. Real Housewives of Atlanta, before we get out of here, says that they're looking to cast a female comedian on the show. Somebody. So would that be a good fit? Like I think that everybody has their peaches, and now they're looking for maybe one more.
Who you thinking? Samora?
She would be good.
Samora would not be going for. She would be killing people though.
She would be good. Not. Yeah.
Who else?
Yeah.
Samora,
and speaking of which,
the Brat.
The Brat would be good.
The Brat would be really good. Ooh, the Brat would be some fire.
Would be good. Okay, well we'll call. Who can we call? Bravo. And
give me one more, baby.
And speaking of Bravo, Real Housewives of New York, which I don't watch. I basically watch Potomac and Atlanta.
Yeah.
The ones with the representation on them. And so there is this. She's a political activist, right? A commentator.
Yeah, Ebony. Mm-hmm.
Ebony Williams, and basically she's taking a break from social media because she's just cleansing herself because the season, I guess, had a lot to do with race came up a lot because that's what she's...
Because she's black.
She speaks her truth about, how she sees things. And I saw a comment, and I guess she saw it too because she commented that please don't come back to Real Housewives. Like the whole show is now about race because you're on it. And it's just interesting. Like I did wonder how she was going to navigate it because it's, you wouldn't have to navigate the race stuff if people who are in the majority in a group didn't bring up race.
And they're not comfortable dealing with race.
But just can we just not be in a group where what do these women do? They go out to eat, they shop, they mingle on trips or whatever. So if it doesn't ever come up or nothing like a crazy comment ever come up, then you don't have to talk about race.
But I think that's what I'm saying. It does come up, in conversation with
Or like
people
society things,
who don't
yeah.
right, who don't normally have anybody there to correct or inform. So you say something crazy to an Ebony, and she's going to correct you.
Right.
Or you say something that you don't think is a big deal, and she's going to correct you.
Yeah.
And so that creates the thing. And again, I think Ebony was been there before. She was on WABC, with a host on a whole network, so she's used to it. And so, but
it's
people
still
aren't used to it.
It's
I think she's gonna keep
exhausting.
that check though. She'll
Let
keep
her,
that
good
check.
for her. Let her do it. So anyway, so we're down here in South Carolina at the beach, and it's just a beautiful place. My mother's family is from this part of the world, this part of the country, and I feel super connected to like my roots and all that when I'm down here. So yeah, I'm
Girls
so
are like,
excited.
you notice when Mom comes down here,
And
she has a
Friday-
Southern accent. I'm like that. She ain't, and they say it's not fake either. No, it's not fake. She spent her summers here.
Fridays hit different when you're on vacation.
That's right. She'll box you in their eye.
You hear what I said?
Huh?
Fridays hit different on vacation, don't they?
They do.
Because I see people on social media. Oh my God, thank God it's Friday. I'm like, it's Friday.
Oh yeah, poor babe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually starts on Wednesday for her.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right, babe.
Yeah,
You
I'm
had a great
excited.
vacation though.
I had a great vacation. I'm excited about, what I do for a living, so it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely a different
It's different.
vibration when you're. But every time I come on vacation, I'm like, I'm going to try to keep my vacation vibe. My
You kept it,
energy.
babe. You did it.
No, I'm talking about when I go back.
Oh,
That
for a couple
same-
days.
Yeah, for a couple of days, and then you just
At
real
least you have
life
the
hits.
tan.
Real life hits.
At least
But
you have the
anyway,
tan.
Yeah. So what else? Anything else before we say goodbye?
Well, no. When I go back, shout out to my reinvention crew again. Over 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to our channel, babe. Say it. You love saying it.
Yes.
We're over 300 people now.
Yes, the Married in the Media. So has it come up like that? Or it's come up Allison,
Allison
Marc?
and Marc, Married in Media.
See, that's the problem. We got too many.
No,
different
if you do Allison and Marc, it comes up.
Allison and Marc. Okay. Married in Media, the weekly review. So, yeah. I was trying to think about ending with like a positive affirmation, kind of what I've just been thinking of. But I think my main thing, and I think I spoke to you or maybe the girls about it, is, when you're down here, you see the beach and you see how limitless it is. It looks like it just goes on and on forever. Or the trees, or how beautiful and blue the sky is. Even when it rains, how bountiful it is. And it's just like, if all that happens naturally, well then surely that's the plan for us too. And we just have to connect to that and be okay in that abundance. Like the sky, you don't look at, everything's blue except for this part. Like all of it's blue, like all of it's nurtured and taken care of in nature. And I think if we could get to that for how we are, like where we truly fit, then we'll be okay. To know that everything is always working out for us as it should. So that's kind of where I am.
It reminds me of his eyes on the sparrow. So if he's watching the sparrow,
yeah.
he's watching you.
Right,
So.
exactly. So that's what I'm going to leave you with, how I feel, how I'm
get it,
feeling down
babe.
here. Yeah. So
All right. Well, remember, always imparting. God is love, knowledge is power, and kindness costs nothing.
peace and love.
We'll see you next week. Love you. All right.